Om Namah Shivaya, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this online class. I'm Thina from Virtual Shala. The class is going to be in English to be all-inclusive for our English-speaking students as well and for whomever might watch outside Greece. We will practice the Sivananda Rishikesh series and the 12 basic postures, a very powerful sequencing for mental strength and boosting our immune system as well, as it was passed from Swami Sivananda to his disciple Swami Vishnu Devananda that brought it to the West. Before we start, I would like to say that I know it's a very hard situation and there is a lot of panic and fear out there, but it is a period of time for self-reflection. We are very privileged that we have a shelter above our heads to retreat to and make this not only a personal retreat for self-care and time to rest, but also a period to self-reflect on our behavior towards other species, towards the planet, and towards what we are doing as human beings. We need to take this time and really rethink, reboot, and shifting our energy, transform our energy on becoming better, not only for ourselves, but for others and other species that we are sharing this planet with. It's very important to see this as a message for change. So take rest, do your meditation, do your practice, do your neti pot, eat well, lots of fluids, and everything will become better in a bit. So, patience, and with that being said, let's start. Starting in Savasana, inhaling deeply, we exhale, allow the body completely to relax on the floor. Whatever thoughts we had during the day, whatever will come later, is just not important, because now we want to just focus on what we actually need for our practice. So, enjoying the floor, enjoying just staying very relaxed on the floor for a couple of minutes. Deeply inhale, deeply exhale, allowing every body part to just release on the floor. Starting from the toes, we bring our awareness there and seeing if there is any tension gathered around the feet, we just relax the feet. Relax the calves, going up the legs, relaxing the knees and the thighs. Bringing our awareness towards the breath. As we inhale and exhale, we want to make the same length of breath and keep it equal for inhalation and exhalation. We can start with 3 to 4 seconds inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, exhaling for 1, 2, 3 to 4 seconds. Going up the body, allowing the abdominals to rest and relax. The chest is relaxed. Arms, fingers, hands, all relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. Neck, facial muscles. Allowing everything to just relax on the floor. To come out of Savasana, slowly we bring movement from the feet, from the toes, and from the hands through the fingers. We inhale deeply, lifting our arms above our head. We give a nice stretch. And we point and flex the feet. And with the next exhalation, we hug the knees towards the chest. Inhaling, rolling to the side. Stay there for a couple of breaths. And then with the next inhalation, we support our body to come to the cross-legged sitting position. Bringing our hands together in Namaskar. We will start with the opening Sivananda opening mantra. Take a deep inhalation, and as I exhale, I allow my hands to come on the knees and prepare myself for Pranayama. We will practice Kapalabhati, a very powerful pranayama and kriya exercise. For those who have never practiced Kapalabhati before, please just stay in a meditative posture and observe the video, or you can skip this part and go directly to sun salutations. More videos regarding techniques on pranayama and kriya will follow these days. For the advanced practitioners, you can use this video, or you can just go as advanced as you like with your practice using Kumbhaka, Mahabandha, Mahaveda. You can do Agnisara and Nauli in between your practice. So it's up to you how advanced you want to take it with your own practice. So let's start. Preparing for Kapalabhati, grounding the hips, grounding the sit bones on the floor. Relaxing the shoulders, opening the chest, lengthening the crown of the head up. We will use So Hum as the mantra for the rhythm. In Hum is the strong exhalation through the nostrils. In So is the passive inhalation that happens when we release the abdominal muscles. Inhaling deeply to the tip of the lungs and exhaling completely. Inhaling to the tip of the lungs and exhale completely. Inhale comfortably for the first round of Kapalabhati and begin. So, hamso, 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 hamso. Hum, exhale completely. Deeply inhale to the tip of the lungs. Exhale completely. Inhale to the 3/4 of the capacity of your lungs and hold the breath for a little bit. Relaxing the shoulders as you're holding the breath. And exhale, release completely. Deeply inhale to the tip of the lungs. And exhale. Second time, inhale all the way up to the tip of the lungs. And exhale completely. Third time, inhale comfortably for the second round to begin. So, hamso, 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 hamso. Hum, exhale completely. Inhale all the way to the tip of the lungs. Strongly inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale to the 3/4 of the capacity of your lungs and just hold the breath for a little bit. Relaxing the body as you're holding the breath, keeping the eyes closed, observing what's happening inwards. Allow the breath to flow and exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale completely. Second time, inhale to the tip of the lungs. Exhale completely. Third time, inhale comfortably for the last round of Kapalabhati and begin. So, hamso, 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 hum, 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 hum 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 hum. Exhale completely. Strongly inhale to the tip of the lungs. Exhale completely. Inhale comfortably to the 3/4 of the capacity of your lungs and hold the breath shortly. As we retain the breath, there is no panic, there is no tension. Everything is relaxed. The body stays open and lengthened. Lengthen the spine up, open the chest. Observe what's happening as you're retaining the breath. Focus on your heartbeat. Release the breath. Exhale completely. Inhale all the way up to the tip of the lungs. Exhale and stay here in concentration for a little bit. Sun salutations in Sivananda are very, very specific. So we have to see the 12 basic postures within the sun salutation and analyze them a bit. Standing tall in the front of our mats, activating our Uddiyana Bandha, opening the chest, lifting the crown of the head up, tucking a bit the chin inwards. We inhale and exhale, bringing our hands together in Namaskar in Pranayama, first posture. Second posture, we inhale, raising our arms up and bending backward from the upper part of our spine in Hasta Uttanasana. Third posture, we exhale, bringing our hands down next to our feet, bending down in Padahastasana. Fourth posture, we inhale in Asvasantilnasana, taking the right leg back as far as comfortable. Fifth posture, we retain the breath and we hold our Uddiyana Bandha, coming to the plank pose in Palakasana. Staying there for a few seconds before exhaling down to the sixth posture in Ashtanga Namaskara, the 8-point salute. We are still on the toes, bringing our knees, chest and chin or forehead on the floor, keeping our hips raised up. Seventh posture, we inhale in Bhujangasana, coming to Cobra pose, pointing our toes back, palms by the side of our shoulders. Eighth posture, we exhale back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, to downward dog, tucking our toes in, raising our hips up, our tailbone is pointing up, inner shoulder rotation, lifting shoulders away from the ears, fingers and toes are spread. Ninth posture, we inhale in Ashva Sanchalnasana again, right foot forward, raising our side up, shoulders down, opening the chest. 10th posture, we exhale as we bend forward again, bringing both the feet together in Padahastasana, hands next to our feet. 11th posture, Hasta Uttanasana again, arms are raised up, bending backward. 12th posture, we exhale as we bring again our hands in Namaskar in Pranayama. And that was half sun salutation. I went back with my right leg and came forward with my right leg again. That was the half side, half sun salutation. To complete a whole one, I need to do both sides. So I need to do the left afterwards. I will leave you up to it. You need to do 12 repetitions. You have to remember to keep your retentions in Palakasana, in the plank pose. Hold your breath for 3 to 4 seconds and then continue. You need to keep the movement combined with the breath. And they only get faster and faster. So in the beginning, keep a slow pace and then start increasing the rhythm with the repetitions. It really goes fast towards the end. So, best of luck and enjoy. Well done, you made it. 12 sun salutations take some time, and by now you must be all sweaty and warmed up. And this is what sun salutations do. They prepare the spine, they prepare the cardiovascular system, the temperature is risen up, and the body is ready for what follows, the 12 basic postures of Sivananda Rishikesh series. Let's get to it. The first asana in the Rishikesh series is Shirsasana, the headstand. If you're not practicing the headstand, that is not a problem. We can take a look now at a few alternatives that can give you the proper alignment, technique, and strength you need in order to come up to Shirsasana at some point. So let's take a look at them. The first alternative for Shirsasana would be the plank on forearms. So from Balasana, the child's pose, coming up vertebrae by vertebrae, engaging your Uddiyana Bandha, holding elbows with your hands, keep them parallel, plant them firmly on the floor. Keep your forearms parallel, feet back, and come to plank pose, Palakasana. We are going to keep this pose for 3 minutes. Don't forget to engage your quadriceps, lifting the knees up, pressing back the heels, taking the shoulders away from the ears, activating back muscles, and pushing against the floor to lift the whole torso up. Don't allow your neck to fall down, but keep it straight as an extension of your spine. Keep the posture for 3 minutes. Concentrate on the breath. Another alternative is the dolphin. So from the same posture, child's pose, Balasana, we come up vertebrae by vertebrae, measuring elbows, keeping them parallel. It is very, very important to keep your elbows underneath your shoulders and keep on pressing away from the floor, lifting the shoulders away from the ears. Start stepping towards your head, decreasing the distance between the feet and the head. Pelvis stays up and above the head as much as possible. Now keep your Uddiyana Bandha engaged. Come on the tips of your toes and keep on pushing away, not allowing the crown of the head to come to the floor. The neck is relaxed. And all the weight is just shifted towards the forearms and shoulders. Keep it there and keep on pushing the floor away. Crown of the head is not touching the floor or just slightly touching. We keep this posture for 3 minutes as well. The last ones we can do for shoulder strength and shoulder mobility as well is dolphin repetitions. So from holding the dolphin, we inhale, moving, shifting our weight forward. So the tip of our nose touches the floor in front of our hands, and with the exhalation we move backward, allowing the neck to relax, and we gaze towards the navel. We repeat again, inhaling, going forward, touching the floor with the tip of our nose, and exhaling, moving backwards. And we do as many repetitions of this motion as possible. So you can choose any of these 3 variations, and as long as we keep Shirsasana, the Sivananda way, then you can choose one of these 3 variations and keep it for 3 minutes. So choose the one that you can hold for a long time and stay put, concentrate on your breath, bring your senses inwards, create your own little pratyahara there, and just stay with us. So for Shirsasana, we prepare after sun salutations through Balasana, the child's pose, relaxing a little bit the body. With the next inhalation, we come up vertebrae by vertebrae, Holding elbows, planting the elbows right underneath the shoulders on the floor firmly. Making a little cushion with our hands, just interlace the fingers together but not very strong. Putting the crown of the head on the floor. And from there we start walking towards our head. Our Uddiyana Bandha is very engaged. Bending one knee, in Sivananda we come up the bended way with bended knees. So bend one knee towards the chest, activating your Uddiyana Bandha even more, and then shift the pelvis a little bit forward, away from your head. Bend the other leg as well. Don't unfold until the knees are all the way up, and then we take the heels away from the hip bones all the way up. In this tradition, we keep the feet flexed. Keep on pressing away all the time the floor away from you, lifting the shoulders up, activating shoulder blades all the way up away from the head. All the weight is distributed through the elbows to the forearms. Shoulders are working, bandhas are engaged, quadriceps working, inner rotation of the thighs and femur bones to bring the thighs together and the feet parallel. We keep on feeling that we have two straight pylons coming through our elbows all the way up towards the feet, keeping us straight. Don't allow the neck to just collapse in, but keep on pressing through your elbows and forearms away, all your weight away from the floor. You can even close your eyes here, create your pratyahara. Your senses are coming inwards. If you keep any of the other variations that we showed you before, then just keep on and bear with us. Just keep on with your breath and stay with the posture. And slowly preparing to come down, fold again the knees inwards, activating your bandhas. And resist to gravity, just come slowly down. Your Uddiyana Bandha is very, very activated till the last moment that your feet will touch the ground. And then rest in Balasana. Taking your hands as well all the way back so your shoulder blades can relax. Next posture is Sarvangasana. So move on to lie on your back. And with your next inhalation, just bring your legs up, support your rib cage. Bring your elbows as close as possible. Let all the fingers pointing up. Bring them close to each other, the thumb as well. Activate your legs. Keep your feet flexed with the heels pointing up. And distribute the weight of your body between the shoulders and a little bit towards the elbows. At the same time, activate your Uddiyana Bandha. And send your feet high up. Engaging your abdominals a little bit more, bringing your pelvis at the same time towards the head. You can close your eyes or you can keep your gaze fixed towards your navel or towards the direction that your nose is pointing. But you can also just keep your eyes closed and we'll stay here for another minute and a half. Sarvangasana is a very powerful posture for the immune system as well. The blood flow gets reversed. So all these kind of inversions are very beneficial. activating Vishuddhi chakra located on the throat. And we close our eyes and we just keep an asana. We create this little world that we can just exist there for a little bit, just with the breath. We inhale and we create some space, and we exhale. We live in that space we just created only for a while. Keep on activating your thighs, rotating inwards, finding peace and tranquility within the posture. And slowly we can move back towards Halasana. If our feet are not touching the ground behind our head, then we can just keep on supporting the torso, the rib cage, and keep on flexing the feet and activating the legs through the quadriceps. Don't forget to keep your Uddiyana Bandha engaged even in this posture. If your feet are touching, then step on your toes, tuck them in. Push your heels back, engage your quadriceps. Release your hands from your rib cage and interlace them together. Try to bring the wrists as close as possible together. You can make a few movements from side to side to release a little bit the shoulders and bring them a little bit away from the ears. Keep your eyes closed. Concentrate on the way you breathe. Try to keep this even, peaceful, lengthened breath, 3 to 4 seconds. Inhalation and exhalation, smooth breath with no interruption. Of course, you can also use Ujjayi breath if you like during the practice, if that helps you to concentrate. Keep on engaging your lower belly muscles and sending your sit bones up. If you feel difficulty in distributing your breath in this asana, just feel that there is enough space on the backside of your ribs and send your breath there. Allow the rib cage to do this 3D motion when you breathe. When you inhale, the whole rib cage expands, and you exhale and naturally it just comes towards the center. Yoga teaches us, like in the practice and in life, that even in an asana, when we feel that there is no space and there is no way out and we might feel suffocated, we can create our own freedom within each posture. Freedom is a state of mind and it's an inner experience. It has nothing to do with the boundaries and the limits of our body or our environment. And then slowly we can bend the knees, bring the knees on the forehead, supporting our rib cage again. Coming up to Salamba Sarvangasana once more. Using our hands very active on the floor like brakes, we bring the body vertebrae by vertebrae down, engaging our abdominal muscles, keeping the legs as close to the head as possible, towards our face, and we release very slowly down. When the pelvis is down, then we can bend the knees and bring the feet on the floor as well. From here, we move on to the next asana, Matsyasana, the fish pose. We lift up the pelvis with the next inhalation. With the exhalation, we bring our hands underneath our body and we straighten them as much as possible. Keep them close to each other, elbows close to each other. Releasing the pelvis again on the floor, we hold our hands open. The inner side of our hands is facing down on the floor, and we sit with our buttocks on the wrists and on the forearms. Inhaling, extending our legs and straighten them forward. We keep the feet flexed. With the next inhalation, we lift up to look towards our feet, and with the exhalation, we release the crown of the head back. All the weight of the body is distributed through the elbows and the arms, so the triceps on the backside of our arms are working very hard to open up our chest and bring the shoulder blades together underneath. So there is no weight on the head. The head is just touching the floor and is resting. Keep on activating your back muscles and opening the chest. Now engage Uddiyana Bandha a little bit more and bring your breath all the way up to your ribs. Thighs inner rotating as well, femur bones inner rotating, bringing the feet parallel and together. This is a great posture for the thyroid gland as well, as there is a lot of blood flow going on around the thyroid gland, a great opening for the chest. The thoracic area is opened up. A great release for Anahata chakra, located on our chest, on our heart center. And a great posture to remind us that through Matsyasana we can just connect with the whole universe directly through the heart. We stay in silence. It's just us and the breath. As we inhale, we feel the opening of the whole rib cage and the extension of the heart center all the way up, and as we exhale, we ground towards the floor through our pelvis, engaging our Uddiyana Bandha. Staying for a little bit longer here. The more we hold the asanas, the more the benefits that can come out of each one of them. Turning inwards, making each asana a small meditation, a small concentration. Going deep inside, the deepest layers of our thoughts, observing our mind, bridging the mind with the body through the breath. And with the next inhalation, we can lift the head up, look towards our feet. And with the exhalation, we go down vertebrae by vertebrae, lifting our pelvis up with inhalation, taking our hands out. Exhaling, fold the knees and bend them towards the chest. And hug. Inhale, deeply open up the ribs, and exhale completely. Pull the knees against the chest a little bit more. The fifth asana that follows is Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. So with the next inhalation and exhalation, we start rolling up and down the spine till we come to the seated position. We straighten the legs forward, keep the feet flexed. Inhaling, raising up the arms and extending them as high as possible to open up the side of the ribs. Engaging our Uddiyana Bandha, we will exhale forward and bend and fold towards our legs. Now here we need to prioritize our spine. So if our hamstrings and our pelvis is not allowing us yet to go forward and allow the body to relax towards the legs, we will use a belt instead. And we sit a bit higher, sending the crown of the head up, opening up the chest, grabbing the belt as low as possible and just use the resistance through our arms that are straight to open up the spine. If we are patient and we give our body time, then it will start soften up, releasing. We need to trust the process. There is no goal in yoga and there is no perfect posture to achieve. We just need to allow the process to do its work. We just need to be present with our breath and with our practice every day. It's a process that takes time, needs trust, patience, effort, but also letting go and release. This is a great posture that shows us that sometimes we just need to trust the universal flow of things and understand that there is not control from our behalf. We cannot control situations in our lives always. We also need to let go and trust the universal process of things, the universal flow of things. Very, very important posture for the immune system. The longer we keep it, the more our immune system is getting boosted. The more the body can soften up and release. The more trust we start building up towards ourselves, towards everything that surrounds us. Keeping there with the breath. Inhaling, always lengthening the spine. Ribs are coming towards the thighs, and with every exhalation, we allow the body to fold a bit more. And with the next inhalation, we come all the way up, extend our arms up, and preparing for a very short counter pose. Purvottanasana. Arms are coming back, fingers are pointing towards the hips. And now we will point the feet, allowing the toes and the tips of the toes to come right on the floor. Inhaling, lifting our pelvis up, opening the chest, bringing shoulder blades together, relaxing the head back. If we have neck problems, then we can continue looking towards the chest. Keeping for 5 more breaths. And then with the next exhalation, we just release towards the floor. From here, transitioning or laying on our abdomen, Bhujangasana comes right next. We are pointing the feet, keeping the legs straight and very active together, activating buttocks, activating lower back muscles. Our forehead is lying on the floor. Bringing our hands right next and underneath our shoulders, the fingers are in one line with the shoulder line. With the next inhalation, we lift up only with the help of our lower back and upper back muscles. And to check ourselves if we are supporting our weight on our hands, we can lift the hands away from the floor for a little bit. Then we can just rest the palms again on the floor, concentrating on the breath. Avoid locking the back of your neck so you can gaze right down and a little bit forward, activating the back, the cervical spine. Keep it lengthened, pushing and sending the crown of the head all the way up and to the front. The feet are getting lengthened towards the back, pulling us back. So these are the two opposite forces working through the body to extend the whole spine. First, we want to extend the spine, and then we want to start slowly coming even higher. Now we can start using the hands, bringing a little bit forward, keep the pelvis on the floor and the navel, and then we start lifting up the cervical spine. Torso, rib cage is coming out of the floor and away, and all the way first up and extending back. So we come to King Cobra, Raja Cobra. Here there are variations you can do. You can bend the knees and go all the way back so the feet can touch the crown of the head. It's up to your own practice. We will just keep the traditional basic posture for now, and we will keep for another minute. With every inhalation, we invite fresh prana, new energy, activating the whole body, allowing with every exhalation to send our prana in every little cell, in every corner of our body. With every inhalation, the spine opens up, lengthens up. There is more space to go through when we exhale. And understand that each breath is invitation for new space and new prana coming right in the body through the breath. Activating our own source of energy within. Slowly starting to coming down. Make a cushion with our hands. We allow the right side of our head on the cheek to just rest on our hands. Big toes from the feet are touching and the heels are falling to the sides. We can stay here for 5 breaths and rest. Preparing for the next one, Salabhasana, we bring our hands and our arms underneath our abdominals and we extend and straighten them towards the pubic bone. Interlace the fingers and bring the wrists together, making a fist underneath our belly. Straighten the arms as much as possible. Then we step on the feet. Chin on the floor, and with the next inhalation, we raise both of our legs away from the floor, keeping the Uddiyana Bandha very, very engaged and active, pressing away with both our arms and shifting our weight away from the floor. Legs are very active. The more we keep them together, the more difficult the posture becomes. This is a great opportunity to practice tapas and practice the inner fire to burn whatever we don't need anymore. Tapas is the part of the discipline that comes out of the sincere part within us. It's not about our ego practicing and showing us that we can prove something to ourselves or to someone else, but is actually finding this neutral observer within our practice. Finding this part that connects us with sincerity towards our body, our thoughts, our mind, our emotions, everything that is going on as long as we are practicing and facing these fears and facing all these emotions with sincerity. Tapas is this one single pointed effort and discipline we show, alongside with compassion for our body and our efforts, with empathy for the body. Sincere effort is the most important part when we are practicing. We will keep the posture for a little bit longer. So if you are tired, just soften it up, but allow the body to stay there, not going out of the posture. If you can just soften up a bit the asana, but stay as long as possible with it. And with the next exhalation, I start coming back down again, taking the arms away from the body, making again a cushion with our hands, and allow the left cheek now to rest on our hands. Big toes are touching and heels falling to the sides. We will take 3 more breaths or 5 breaths here and rest again. Preparing for Dhanurasana, with the next inhalation, our forehead comes on the floor. We bend the knees and grabbing the ankles or the feet with our hands. Exhaling there. With the next inhalation, first our knees come off the floor and we try to straighten the legs as much as possible. So the feet come away from the sit bones as well and all the way up towards the ceiling. Then the thoracic spine opens up and our torso lifts up. Shoulder blades come back, shoulders all the way back. We straighten the arms and then the gaze is coming also up. Lifting the head, lifting the gaze. We can release the head back, or if we have neck problems, we can just keep our cervical spine straight. The neck is straight. It's a great asana to bring massage in our internal organs, especially for women. It is a great asana. For spinal flexibility and strength. Again, we are not allowing the body to come out of the posture, but we soften it up just to relax a little bit in between the asana. And then again, we straighten the arms and legs as much as we can, and we hold. Dhanurasana is a very, very powerful posture within the Rishikesh series, bringing mobility, flexibility, and strength to the spine. And combined with the breath, massaging the internal organs. Ready with the next exhalation to come down and release, and directly we push back to Balasana as a counter pose to Child's Pose. We bring also our hands straight forward to give a nice stretch to the spine, and then relaxing towards the back so the shoulder blades can freely relax to the sides as well. We stay there for 5 breaths. Slowly with the next inhalation, we come up vertebrae by vertebrae. And we sit on the left side of our heels. The right leg comes over the left, and we prepare ourselves for Ardha Matsyendrasana. We check if both of our sit bones are touching the ground. If not, then the left leg stays straight and the foot is flexed. If we are touching, then we just keep the leg folded. With the next inhalation, our right arm comes back on a big circle, supporting the body close to the pelvis. Be careful not to lock the elbow. And with the next exhalation, our left arm, the elbow comes outside the right side. Inhaling, straighten up the spine. Exhaling, engaging Uddiyana Bandha. Push with our elbow against our thigh and the knee and twist towards the back. We can gaze where the shoulder is pointing us, and we can keep the posture for 2 minutes. Dhanurasana is a very important posture for spinal flexibility. Again, the internal organs are getting massaged. And regarding its philosophical aspect, it's a posture that within our lives, it can show us how to be flexible and how to adjust. How to adjust in situations that cannot change, and how to accept and adjust our own perspective towards the situation, become flexible. We keep on holding the posture for a little bit longer, remembering with every inhalation to straighten up the spine through the crown of the head, and with the exhalation to engage our bandhas and twist. With the next inhalation, we come back to the center, exhaling. Inhaling, we're changing sides. Our left leg comes over the right. We either keep the right foot straight again with flexed foot, or we fold. Inhaling, left arm on a big circle comes back. Exhaling, the right elbow comes outside the left knee, pushing and twisting. Closing the eyes, turning the senses inwards, enjoying the spinal twist. See that the more we observe the natural movement of the body and we allow it to happen without interfering a lot, the more it just releases and it gives us the space we need. The shoulders staying relaxed, spine straight, enjoying breathing. For advanced practitioners, here is also a very great opportunity for a pranayama to enjoy Kapalabhati again on both sides. And slowly with the next inhalation, we come back to the center. And exhaling, release. Staying here for 5 breaths to relax. And we continue to Kakasana. Kakasana, the crow, differs from Bakasana, the crane, because our elbows are bent. It's a very strong arm balancing and preparation for Bakasana as well. And in order to understand its technique, we have to shift our weight forward. So let's see how that builds up. First of all, we need to come on the toes of our feet, on the soles of our feet, towards the toes. We bring the knees behind the armpits, as close to the armpits as possible. And we straighten up to the front our arms. Then we lift the pelvis up, we engage our Uddiyana Bandha, and we slightly curve the upper back as much as possible and engage the ribcage muscles as well. Then we want to shift our weight forward and over the hands. If we have our arms extended the right way, then our shoulders eventually will be over our wrists. And the point that the balancing comes is exactly that inch of shifting forward when we feel that we will lose balance. And this is when the flight begins. We gaze a little bit forward and up, like we are ready to fly. And we will keep this posture engaging our Uddiyana Bandha and ribcage muscles, pushing away from the floor. Now, the very important part is the bended fingers. The first point of pressure is the fingertips. Second point of pressure is the pillows of our fingers. And the last one is our wrist. This way, if our weight shifts forward, then we can just push it back. When our weight shifts forward to the extent that we'll lose balance, then we press through our fingertips and again we shift it back. Holding for a few more breaths. Our feet are pointed and very, very active. And exhaling, we come back and relax. The 11th asana of the basic Sivananda Rishikesh series is Padahastasana. So we inhale and rise up, lengthen our arms up, extend them up. And with the exhalation, we fall down on our legs. We try to keep our ribs lengthened on our quadriceps, on our thighs. So with every inhalation, we lengthen the rib cage on the legs, and then we exhale and fold inward. We release completely the cervical part of the spine, the neck, and the forehead just comes towards the shins. The hands are next to the feet, almost in one line, fingers with toes. And we relax there for a minute and a half more, releasing the tension, keeping the sit bones up. Start shifting the weight away from the heels towards the toes and the pillows of the feet. With every exhalation, we just release all the tension that was built up through the practice maybe, or through the thoughts. Sometimes we have a lot of expectation from the body through the practice, and it's a good way to detach. We see that the ego expects a lot, targets a perfect posture and a perfect practice, but that is an illusion. We never know how the body will react, and every day is different. So it's always good to just detach from our expectations towards the practice and be colorless. Just see what happens. Every time with inhale and exhale, we stay present with our breath, observing the body, and we do the best we can every day for ourselves and others. And that's it. The whole practice is serving ourselves, and through ourselves we serve others. The whole practice is a devotion and dedication to the whole. It's not even us doing it. We are a tool. We are a pot that we hold energy, and that energy belongs to everyone and everything. With the next inhalation, we come up Extending and raising our arms up again, and then exhaling, release. And to this point, Trikonasana comes in, the last asana of the Rishikesh series, to balance out both sides of the body. Stepping with the right foot back, 3.5 feet apart, we inhale. Exhale, placing our hand on the shin or grabbing big toe. Inhaling, opening and extending our right arm up, either looking towards our fingers or looking just straight ahead and keep our neck in a neutral position, or keeping down our gaze towards the foot. It's up to you. You can close the eyes and challenge a little bit your orientation. We keep opening the ribs with every breath, with every inhalation, engaging our Uddiyana Bandha even more with the exhalation, and our chest is facing towards the right. One force is pulling us towards gravity, but we resist and we keep on lengthening up through that straight arm. Shoulders are away from the ears, always giving space for the neck and the cervical spine to breathe. Grounding ourselves through the back heel in a 45-degree angle. Be careful not to lock your front knee and activate your quadriceps so the muscles are working and we are not overextending the joint, the knee joint. Keeping the posture for half more minutes. Enjoying staying here peacefully, opening up. And with the next inhalation, we come all the way up. Exhaling, changing sides. Inhaling, left arm comes up. Opening the chest towards the left. Rib cage is twisting. We will keep the posture from that side the same length of time, staying focused on the breath, using our Uddiyana Bandha always. We can keep the eyes closed or we can keep a drishti, a focus point. Staying here for a little bit longer, half a minute. Great posture to show us that sometimes we need to change our perspective. If we cannot change whatever external, we need to change the perspective we have of it internally. Inhaling, come all the way up, and exhaling, closing to the center in the front of our mats, staying there for a few breaths. Dear yogis and yoginis, here is when we reach our final destination, Savasana, relaxation, one of the most important parts of the whole practice, where the engine shuts off and we are allowing it to cool off. The parasympathetic system takes over and then we can really relax on the floor. Remember not to rush out from Savasana. Stay for at least 10 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes is a really nice time to relax in Shavasana, allow the body to cool down and enjoy. Before we do that, and as long as you're getting dressed, putting socks and jackets on, I would like to invite you to the cross-legged seating position to finish with a very, very important mantra, especially for those days. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings in the whole creation, in the whole universe, experience health, experience happiness, experience bliss. Thank you so much for watching, for your patience, for your practice, for your efforts. Namaste. Thank you.